As we were walking, things were happening, and you stopped there. We're still in the future. Anyway, I'm just trying to enact something. So right now, happening on the screen. Round of applause.
An organization, we have 5 brands. One which falls in the nicotine-free in the nicotine pouch, oral nicotine pouch category, which is Velo. And then we have 4 other brands that represent our combustible business, namely Dunhill, Rothmans, Pall Mall, and Rooster. Yeah. For us, Kenya, beyond servicing Kenya as a domestic market, also is a regional hub for BAT. So from our Kenya office, we also have what we call a cluster office that is responsible for management and performance across 15 markets across Africa, mainly representing East Africa, the Indian Ocean Islands, the Horn of Africa, and the Southern Africa countries minus South Africa. Yeah. I think one of the things we're very proud about at BAT is that we are locally listed, and we have 40% of the equity of the company listed on the Nairobi Securities Exchange, and we have just slightly over 5,000 local shareholders, which means that the community we operate in Kenya, we have given the opportunity for some of our shareholders to be local shareholders and participate in the company, as well as to also benefit from the economic benefits the company produces. Beyond just having local shareholders and allowing shareholders to participate in the company, we also play a very big role to the country in general, and I think this is largely represented in the taxes we pay. So if you look at over the last 5 years, we have paid more than 100 billion shillings to the exchequer, and on top of that, we've also been able to generate on an annual basis approximately $150 million worth of hard currency through our export business. Yeah, the factory we have here in Nairobi, on an annual basis, anything between 65 and 70% of what we produce out of that factory gets exported into markets in the wider Africa region. Looking at our operations, we do also have a growing operation, so a tobacco growing operation. And I think one of the unique things about BAT Kenya is that it's an integrated company. So we grow tobacco through contracted farmers. We have about 2,000 farmers growing 5,000 metric tons of tobacco annually. Yeah. And then on top of that, we have a green leaf threshing factory based in Thika. Yeah, that does semi-processing of the tobacco. Yeah. And then on our Likoni site here in Nairobi, we do the manufacture of cigarettes. Yeah. And then through partnering with third-party distributors, we get the product through the trade to the consumer. So it's basically a seed to smoke organization with everything in the middle, supporting our journey to the consumer. Over the last couple of years, since we started growing tobacco in Kenya back in 1978, we have planted an average of about 2 million trees every year. And I'm really, really proud to say that since 1978 to date, we have planted approximately 58 million trees, and we say that we plant a tree for every Kenyan. Yeah? So I think that's quite a commendable achievement. From an internal perspective, diversity is not something we do for fun, but because we see the benefits of having a varied workforce. And as we sit here today, at the end of 2022, and that number has been sustained into 2023, we have 44% of our employees being female. And I think that's quite a commendable feat. So, how are we evolving and leading with purpose? Because for me, that's what sustainability is. Yeah? It's an organization that leads with purpose. Yeah? And I think at the center of our business, yeah, one of the biggest issues we have is the health impact of our product on our consumers. Because while smoking is pleasurable for those who choose to smoke, it does indeed carry some inherent health risks. And I think as one of the things as an organization, we have said that if we're going to talk about sustainability, it has to start with us being able to address the potential health impact of our product on our consumers, because we want our consumers to be there with us today and beyond. So in light of that, beyond just having the excellence in environmental management, which is the E in ESG, yeah, and delivering a portfolio, a positive social impact, together with a robust corporate governance, for us, all this hinges on being able to address the health impact of our product on our consumers. And I'll talk a little bit to how we are doing this a little bit later in my presentation. But the flip side is, it's nice to do all of these, but whom are we doing it for? Yeah? And for us, we're doing it definitely to create shared value, and the people who we want to participate in this shared value are basically our consumers, society in general, our employees, and shareholders. So those are the targeted interest groups whom we're trying to create sustainable shared value for. Okay? And all this comes into our mantra of having a better tomorrow for us and for all of those stakeholders listed there. And we don't operate in isolation. Our sustainability agenda also speaks to the Sustainable Development Goals that the UN disclosed a couple of years ago. So we're pretty aligned.
This report covers the milestones that we have achieved under our ESG pillar over the 12 months of 2022 compared to previous years. It comes against the backdrop of an incredible global effort to drive sustainable business practices which safeguard our planet and future for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, our report is anchored on our purpose to build a better tomorrow. This is with a key focus on reducing the health impact of our business by offering a greater choice of less risky products to our adult consumers. It is in line with this that we are accelerating the transformation of our business to ensure that the BAT of tomorrow will be a high-growth consumer goods business that is consumer-centric and multi-category, with sustainability at the core of our actions. As Tashanya mentioned in the video that we've just watched, our focus to reduce the health impact of our business is underpinned by our ESG priorities. This is to drive environment excellence, deliver a social positive impact, and ensure robust corporate governance across the business. BAT Kenya is aligned to the BAT corporate strategy and sustainability agenda, and its focus areas are further adapted to deliver local priorities. We are accelerating our transformation on the back of robust targets on which our 2022 ESG scorecard is based on. Our Managing Director, Crispin, has taken us through a robust view of these categories, so I won't repeat them. As reflected in his performance brief, we are proud of our progress across the various targets. In line with our purpose, one of our key highlights is the attainment of multi-category product portfolio, which includes a reduced risk product in the market. This milestone underscores our ambition to increasingly transform our business from combustible, traditional cigarette to innovative and less risky nicotine product as an alternative to smoking. This further speaks to our consumer-centric approach in meeting the fast evolving preference of our adult consumers. Ladies and gentlemen, I also reflect on the importance of our value-driven culture. This is centered in BAT's Kenya ethos, as we have seen, of fast, bold, empowered, diverse, and responsible. This ethos forms the basis of our culture, and in many ways, we have remarkable and unique culture at BAT Kenya. Even the MC experienced that when he visited the factory. We are committed to being a diverse and inclusive organization, diverse teams that are representative of the world we live in are key to building high-performing teams. For us, diversity is not about setting quotas. It's about ensuring that we reflect today's talent and markets. We think of diversity and inclusion in its widest sense as those attributes that make each one of us unique. This may be in gender, ability or disability, generations, experience, perspectives, and many others. My board colleagues and I have dedicated significant time to foster this unique culture and are committed in building on it, whilst ensuring that it's relevant and fit both for challenges of our world today and of tomorrow. Further, I'm extremely proud of the partnership we are building with our stakeholders. An important group in our tobacco is our tobacco farmers, whom we connect mainly from Western Kenya to grow the best quality leaf for our tobacco products. In this report, we provide insights into BAT Group's Farmers' Livelihood Program, Thrive, aimed at enhancing the livelihood of our contracted farmers. Additionally, we continue to make efforts in managing climate-related risks as well as social risks with a focus on eliminating of child labor in tobacco farming. I am happy to report that as at the end of the 2022-2023 growing season, we had 0 cases of child labor in our contracted tobacco farms. Ladies and gentlemen, from an environmental perspective and reflective of ongoing conversation on climate change, both globally and in Kenya, we remain at the forefront in driving energy management and afforestation. As part of our afforestation program, Kijani, we have adopted various forests to support national effort to rebuild the country's forest cover and combat climate change. We also have drive afforestation initiatives with our contracted tobacco farmers, local communities, and other stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, from the opportunity to provide our adult smokers with a reduced risk alternative to smoking, our reduced carbon footprint, and global recognition for our water stewardship program, to our encouraging performance on diversity and inclusion, sustainable agriculture, and farmer livelihood, as well as health and safety, our aim to build a sustainable business is unwavering. While we highlight the positive progress made, we acknowledge that certain areas may need more focus than others, and we will continue in our quest to deliver sustained results. Overall, I'm proud of what the team has achieved in 2022 and prior years. Key to the delivery of our purpose to build a better tomorrow is our partnership with various stakeholders, many of whom are present here today, and we thank you for having come, as it with the Sustainable Development Goals to which BAT's Kenya ESG agenda is aligned. Greater good and share value can only be achieved collectively. It is therefore our commitment to continue nurturing the trust of all our stakeholders towards the attainment of shared vision. To achieve this, we reiterate the need for an enabling operating environment. We believe that a balanced, stable, and predictable fiscal environment is crucial for business, as well as government and consumers. This, backed by enforcement against illicit trade, discourages consumption of illicit tax-evaded products, which is a major challenge to our industry. Reining in illicit trade will support the government's effort to drive economic growth and facilitate sustainable decision-making and investment by business.